Hi, readers. Welcome to reading and happy Friday as well. We've been learning about nonfiction books this week, and so I'm excited for our letter this week. It's going to be very different than what we've been doing in the past because, we are no longer reading fiction books. Right now we're going to be reading nonfiction books. That doesn't mean that you're not allowed to read fiction books on your own. Feel free to keep reading fiction. Fiction is one of my favorite genres to read. I love fiction books, but I also really love nonfiction books that teach me something new. And so today, for your assignment, you will have to make sure you at least read one nonfiction book so that you can write a letter to your teacher about your nonfiction book. And I'm going to tell you the two things that you need to have inside of your nonfiction book, okay? But first, I'm going to model what it looks like to read a book, a nonfiction book. So here I am on Epic, and I chose that I wanted to read about the three-toed sloths. So I'm going to be learning about them. And I want to think, as I'm reading, what is my main topic? So what is this book mostly teaching me about, okay? So that's what I want to pay attention to. I'm going to look for repeating words and topics. And I'm going to be just thinking about what is it mostly saying on each page? What is this main topic that keeps coming up? Okay, so three-toed sloths. Meet a three-toed sloth. After spending hours looking for fruit to eat, a mother three-toed sloth is tired. To rest, she hangs from a high tree branch with her baby clinging to her belly. Soon, she and the baby will fall asleep. And it shows this is the mother and this is the baby. Okay. Next up, what is a three-toed sloth? A three-toed sloth is a small mammal. It has thick brown fur. It also has 3 claws on each front foot. An adult weighs about 10 pounds. A baby weighs just a half a pound. And so it shows the claws, and it says adult three-toed sloth size. So this is the size of it compared to like a child and a mother. Where do three-toed sloths live? Three-toed sloths can be found in Central and South America. They live in the treetops of rainforests. A baby three-toed sloth spends its days with its mother among the tree branches. Where the three-toed sloths live. So it shows me in yellow where they live. Very cool. So far I've learned where they live, I've learned what it is, and I've learned just some facts about this three-toed sloth. So some words that I keep seeing are three-toed sloth. That's the main thing that I keep seeing over and over again. It does talk about babies, but not on every page. But mostly it talks about the adult sloth, right? But yes, the adults and the babies. Let's keep going. At home in the trees. The three-toed sloths have long, curved claws. They use their claws to climb. They also use them to hold onto tree branches as they hang upside down. Three-toed sloths only come down to the ground to go to the bathroom. They do this about once a week. Whoa, crazy. Sloths hang from a tree branch. So you can see it hanging. Slow and sleepy. Three-toed sloths are the slowest mammals on Earth. They do not move very often and never run or jump. Baby three-toed sloths move even slower than adults. Both adults and babies spend most of their time sleeping. They sometimes sleep for up to 20 hours a day. Oh my goodness, there are 24 hours. That means only 4 hours they're awake. I can't imagine sleeping that long. A new baby. A mother three-toed sloth gives birth while hanging upside down. She has just one baby at a time. The baby clings to its mother's belly as soon as it's born. It stays there for its first 9 months of life. For about 6 weeks, the mother feeds the baby milk from her body. So you can see the baby sloth clinging to her mother's belly. Time to eat. Three-toed sloths eat mostly leaves and fruits. A baby three-toed sloth learns what to eat by watching its mother. When it is a few months old, the baby starts to reach for nearby food, and it grows bigger. As it grows bigger, it leaves its mother to search for food on its own. You can see the baby eating the leaf. Blending in. Even though sloths have brown fur, they often look a little green. That's because the algae grow on the sloth's fur. The green algae help the sloths blend in with the green trees. Predators such as harpy eagles find it hard to spot the green animals. Algae start to grow on baby's fur when the baby is a few weeks old. And this is the harpy eagle that must eat the sloths. Oh, geez. All grown up. All three-toed sloths stay in with its mother for about 2 years. Once the baby is grown, the mother moves to a different part of the jungle. The newly grown-up sloth, however, stays in its mother's old area. By age 3, a female sloth can have a baby. When the new baby arrives, it too will learn all about life in the treetops. This is an adult sloth. So it sounds like by 3 years old, they're already an adult. That's kind of, or actually 2 years, because that's when it leaves its mother. But 3 years old, it can have a baby. Whoa. And then these are just some words. The glossary tells us words that help us understand better, like what's the word algae, and what is a mammal, and what's a predator, and what's the rainforest. So I finished reading my book. Now I'm ready to write my letter. Now, I'm going to write my letter with you guys so that you guys can see the different parts that should be inside of my letter, okay? Sorry, guys. Gotta move this. All right, so, wrong one. Here we go. I have to start with dear and then my teacher's name. Dear Mrs. Davis, comma. Look how I have a space. Make sure you too have a space and you go underneath. Next, you need to say what book you read, what nonfiction book you read. And if I go back, I read the book Three-Toed Sloths, I think is what it was called. Three-Toed Sloths. So I'm going to write, I read the book Three-Toed Sloths. And I spelled toad wrong. I'm trying to see how it's spelled. Yep, T-O-E-D, three-toed. Okay, so three-toed sloths. Now I need to write what the main idea is. So the main topic of my book is. And I have to think, what was the book mostly teaching me about? It taught me a lot of things, like what do they eat? How do they, about their babies, and about how they sleep all the time. But really, I just kept seeing a lot about the three-toed sloth, and it was all about them, right? The main topic is all about three-toed sloths. That's what it was mostly about, right? So that's what I'm going to say my main topic is. You need to look at your book. What was your book mostly teaching you about? And then tell me, the main topic of my book is blank. Write it down. The last thing that you have to do for your letter is to tell me something that you learned. So I'm going to write that I learned that three-toed sloths can have babies when they are 3 years old. That's kind of crazy. And then, of course, I want to end by saying who the letter is from. I put from, comma, and then my name. I do not need to write to Mrs. Davis. When I say Dear Mrs. Davis, it's like saying to Mrs. Davis, okay? So you just write from, comma, go underneath, and write your name. And then you're done with your letter. This is what I want to see you guys doing today. Read your nonfiction book, then write your letter telling me your main topic and one fun fact you learned about your book. I can't wait to see your letters and to see what you guys are learning about your different topics.